When I fly over the desert landscape, it makes my heart flitter because it's so beautiful, the textures, the colors, the fact that it's still intact. I feel very privileged to live in a time when we still have these connected landscapes. We went over the Little San Bernardino Mountains, which is a really diverse transition zone. It's where the Mojave Desert meets the Colorado Desert and where those meet the San Bernardino Mountains and the Little San Bernardino Mountains. So you have this incredibly biologically diverse area. There are actually a lot of places that look like they may be appropriate for solar, and ultimately it will take environmental review within those zones to determine if those are the best places. But areas that are disturbed, or especially fallow agricultural lands, such as those close to Blythe, may be very good places. So we're optimistic that this might be a good place for us to think about how to start this brand new technology, this brand new economy, which is solarizing.
It's a really good utilization of the airplane to try to visualize where some of these solar projects are going to go, and also appreciate and recognize the vastness of this land and how untrammeled it is. And I can speak very clearly about how unique that is. You don't see that a lot in the western United States anymore, or for that matter, anywhere in the United States anymore.
The desert landscapes don't regenerate like eastern forests do. So when you pick a spot, you better be sure that's the right spot, because once you blade it, it's not going to be the same. It might not be the same for thousands of years. It's a bigger risk, and that's why we need to be more careful in the California desert about how we proceed.
I think that we're at a really critical juncture in America about how we move forward with our energy future. Our fossil fuel past has shown that we have a lot of conflict on the ground, a lot of environmental concern. And so with clean energy and things like renewables, we have a chance to do it right. We have a chance to look at the land, to look at the scale, to look at future energy needs, and determine what's the best path forward.
Initially, I was very disappointed by how we started working on solar, because I thought that we should have had a better plan in place. We should have, identified disturbed lands. We should have moved forward with projects on disturbed lands. There were a lot of sacrifices. The Bright Source project up in Ivanpah Valley ended up being one of the most important places for desert tortoises in the California desert. Same thing with Desert Sunlight. It was a very important area for tortoises and right next to a national park. And I think that we have made some mistakes, and now, being an optimist, I'm hoping that we're learning and growing, and that we're going to say that we don't want to make these types of compromises. We don't want to stir up this type of controversy. We want to reduce the lawsuits. We want to reduce the conflict, and we're going to be smart about how we proceed. And for me, what that means is putting these projects on disturbed lands, identifying zones, and keeping these projects within these zones.